The NFL has been full of surprises this season, and when surprising teams rise to the top, there's always the hype that follows. But the question is, do you buy into the hype? Welcome into Penn State Sports Night. I'm Kelly Warner here with Hunter Pitcoff and Sommer Thomas, and we are talking about which of the hype trains in the NFL they're willing to hop on and which they aren't. So the Steelers are undefeated and the top of the league right now, but are the Steelers the team to beat in the NFL?
You know, I'm just going to keep the wallet in the pocket here. I'm not buying a ticket just yet for the hype train because I love their defense. It's probably the best in the NFL, and I don't even really think it's close. Their offense is good. They got the talent. However, though, I think when it comes down to a game of chutes and ladders, I don't think they beat some of those top teams with some of the best quarterbacks in the league. So I'm going to hold off a little bit right now. I'm not doubting Ben Roethlisberger. Of course, this guy is a Hall of Famer for a reason. But I think offensively, if it's a really close game, I just don't think it's going to be the Steelers. I think the Chiefs are the best team in the league, so I'm not buying into the hype just yet.
Yeah, well, I mean, for once, I'm going to actually agree with you. I am definitely not on the Steelers hype train, that's for sure. And one thing that I can say with absolute certainty is if they start losing their offensive weapons like so many other good teams have in this league, due to injury or COVID-19, they're going to have some problems. You're going to start seeing the holes in their offense if they start getting unlucky like other teams have. And not to mention, like you said, I think it gets a real elite team with an elite quarterback. Of course, Big Ben has had his good years, but I think his good years are well past him at this point. If you were to have, like a shootout with Pat Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Lamar Jackson again, I don't know how he would fare. And yeah, I'm just excited to see the Steelers play the Bills because I feel like they have not been playing very good teams. They've been cruising past the teams that they should be beating. And I think that I need to see a little bit more of a test for the Steelers for me to really say, okay, they're the team to beat. They're the team that's going to make it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if they can stand up to the Chiefs. And you mentioned a shootout with Russell Wilson there. A lot of the MVP spotlight has been on Russell Wilson. But after losing 2 of the last 3 games, do you still think he's the shoo-in?
Honestly, yes. I don't think that you can take his performance in the last 2 games, especially against the Bills. I don't think that you can take that as he no longer deserves that MVP spot. One thing you have to consider is throughout his years being a starting quarterback, he's always been overshadowed by guys like Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, Tom Brady, and then, Peyton Manning back in the day. But I think it's now finally his time. He never got the MVP votes that he deserved back then, and I think it's finally the time where he is really a leader and he's the one driving the team. In the past, the Legion of Boom, they were the ones that were carrying the Seahawks. They were the ones carrying the team and giving the team the wins, but now it's Russell Wilson leading that drive with DK Metcalf and Lockett. So I really see this being Russell Wilson's year. And this year, something that he's done is so far he's had 28 touchdowns, which is an impressive number, which would mean that he would be on track to have 56 for the season, which would be an NFL record if he were to continue playing like this. So I'm all for Russ for MVP, and I'm getting on that hype train.
Yeah, I mean, you made some great points, Summer. Again, I think Russell Wilson is due an MVP at some point in his career. He's too good of a player not to have one. And I've been on the Russ hype train all season, but I think I'm going to transfer my ticket here and go down to Kansas City because I think Patrick Mahomes is right now deserving of the MVP. You alluded to the number, Summer, but Patrick Mahomes has more touchdowns, a better QBR, far less turnovers, and most importantly, more wins. And that's not necessarily Wilson's fault. I think the Chiefs are a better team. But that being said, though, Patrick Mahomes is playing the best football at the right time right now. I think the Chiefs are going to steamroll. Like I said, I think they are the best team in the NFL. I know there's some voter exhaustion because Patrick Mahomes won Super Bowl MVP. He won MVP in the regular season the year before. But right now, I think Patrick Mahomes is playing the best football of any player and is deserving of that MVP.
I completely get where you're coming from. I guess the only thing that I can really say to counter that is think about that receiver duo that Russell Wilson has right now. I think that if they had a mediocre quarterback like Sam Darnold, Josh Allen, I don't think that those receivers would be anywhere near as successful as they are right now. We all know DK Metcalf is a beast, but Russell Wilson is throwing the ball accurately to him. He's doing a great job, and they have really great chemistry on the field. But you are right. The Chiefs are overall a better team, which could contribute to Pat Mahomes' possible consideration for the MVP. But I think that Russell Wilson on his own, despite what his defense is doing, and obviously the defense is not too great right now, what he is doing by himself, I think, warrants an MVP vote.
We'll have to see how Russ cooks. And speaking of the team that just beat them, the Bills are one of the hottest teams right now. But are they a real contender, or do you think they'll burn out?
Yeah, this Buffalo Bills team, I'm sorry. I think they're the most overrated team in the NFL. And congrats, you got 40 points against probably the worst defense in the NFL. I applaud you. But look, this is why I don't believe in the Bills being a Super Bowl contending team. Their defense was phenomenal last year. It carried them to the playoffs. It's terrible this year. It's one of the worst in the league. I don't know what happened, but no team makes it to the Super Bowl with a defense that bad. And Josh Allen, I give him credit. He's played better this year. He's taken a step forward. But like we said before with the questions about the Steelers, I have more questions about the Bills and Josh Allen. He's super inconsistent. He turns the ball over a lot. And, you just look at this Bills team, I don't think they have what it takes. The run game is not as consistent as it should be. Stephon Diggs has been a great addition, but I think the Bills on both ends of it are not good enough to be a Super Bowl team. And also, too, the Dolphins have won 4 games in a row, and they're 5-3. They got to worry about winning that division before they hoist that Lombardi trophy first.
I agree with you. I'm not getting on the Buffalo Bills hype train. Honestly, they are completely overrated. It's ridiculous. And all it'll take is one really bad game for Josh Allen to get back into his ways of fumbling the football, throwing interceptions, going for really, really reckless runs and getting himself hurt. It's just stuff like that. So I don't see the Bills as really being a serious Super Bowl contender whatsoever. Will they win the division? Yes, I think they will. The Patriots are not the superpower that they used to be, and I don't think that the Dolphins team is deep enough or experienced enough to really surpass the Bills in that division. And again, it's really weird to say that the Buffalo Bills are the best team in the AFC East. It's a very weird thing to say, but I honestly think it's true. However, how they'll stack up against other AFC playoff teams, I'm not so sure. I honestly see them as being like a 4th seed and then maybe losing in the divisional round. That's something that I could see happening. But they have let too many bad teams stick around against them this season. They only beat the Jets by 8 points, and the Jets were ahead for a little bit of the game too. So it's just hard for me to say that they're a serious Super Bowl contender, knowing that they have, one, not really had much of a real test aside from the Seahawks. I think they got a little bit lucky with that game. Again, I'm just looking forward to that Bills-Steelers game next month. I think that will basically be able to tell who it'll really clear up the AFC playoff picture once we figure out which of those teams is better, and we'll see who has a better record by then.
Let's switch over to the Bills' competition in the division. The Dolphins switched out Fitzmagic for rookie Tua Tagovailoa, and Tua and the Finns have been thriving ever since. But do you think he's the best quarterback of this rookie class?
Summer, let me tell you this. I'm not a passenger of the hype train. I'm the conductor of that. Because I've been saying since Tua was at Tuscaloosa that he's the best quarterback in this draft class. Now look, Joe Burrow's got weapons there. I get it. Herbert's got weapons in Los Angeles. I get it. Tua does not have that. So statistically, he may not have as great of a season on paper. However, though, most accurate thrower of the 3. He's the best decision maker of the 3. And most importantly, he's the best winner of those 3 quarterbacks. This Dolphins team, they made the right decision to go with Tua here. They put him in the game, even when Fitzmagic was playing well, because he's ready. This team, they are 5-3. They're on a roll, and they have a great chance to actually make the playoffs this year. And Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert, they can go watch on the couch and watch Tua play in the playoffs this year. I am sold on the fact that he is the best quarterback in this rookie class, and we're going to see why down the stretch of this season.
All right, I'm going to have to disagree with you here. I'm not getting on the Tua hype train. I know that you're a big fan of him. I can't get on it yet. He hasn't even played in 3 full NFL games yet. Yes, he has that 73% completion percentage, but will that continue through the season? That's the question. I don't think that he has been tried and tested enough for us to say, yes, he is the best in the rookie class. Joe Burrow, on the other hand, has taken the reins of a really mediocre Bengals team with an absolutely horrible offensive line, and he's been able to at least make something out of it. Obviously, I don't think the Bengals are a playoff team by any means. I think Joe Burrow is doing the best that he can with what he has. A couple things to keep in mind. He is the only second ever quarterback to get 2,000 passing yards in their first 7 games of their career. The only other one to do that was Cam Newton. And I think that says a lot about Joe Burrow's leadership and his willingness to throw the ball. One thing that you'll see with a lot of teams where they have a rookie quarterback is you'll see how they'll try to run the ball more often and they'll try to keep it out of the rookie's hands to avoid mistakes. They're not doing that so much with Burrow. They're trusting him to throw the ball, sit in the pocket, and get the ball off. I believe his average time to get the ball off is 2.65 seconds, which is actually faster than Tua and Justin Herbert. Keep that in mind.
That's great research selling your Summer.
Thank you. But, I'm on the Joe Burrow train. I mean, he won the Heisman for a reason. He was #1 pick for a reason, and he led LSU to a national championship, all for a reason, because he's a great quarterback. So despite the fact that his team is not in the best position to let him succeed compared to Tua, I do think he is the better quarterback.
I'm interested to see how the competition between Joe and Tua continues. Great points, guys. We'll have to wait and see how they pan out. In the meantime, be sure to watch Penn State Sports Night as the NFL season continues. For Hunter Pitcoff and Sommer Thomas, I'm Kelly Warner. Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching this edition of Penn State Sports Night. If you're a fan of our content, please be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more clips. Also, follow us on Twitter at PSSN TV and on Instagram at PSU Sports Night to keep up with all the action. For all my colleagues, we are Penn State Sports Night.